What's going on? What's going on? I'm Brother Sherman Cox. This is my gospel harp. Hey, I wanted to talk about attending conferences, attending harmonica conferences, or whatever other kind of conference you're going to go to. But specifically, we talking about harmonica. Why go to harmonica conferences, especially in light of the fact of, hey, you can go to Skype conferences. Online conferences and Skype lessons and whatever. Hey, it's helpful. Definitely better than nothing. You can go hit them 180 videos uh, that Adam Gusso has out, 180 whatever, going through them. I'm starting to go through them now. Go through them and check them out. In fact, definitely go over there and check them out. But why specifically go to a conference, like spa or something? I went to Midwest Harmonica Workshop. I only been to one. I'm hoping to get down to Hill Country Harmonica over there with Adam Gusso one of these years. But why go to conference? Because when I went Midwest Harmonica, I wasn't thinking about it. I'd only been playing for 6 months. But hey, here come a harmonica conference. Let's see if it's gonna help me. And they had like Todd Parrott was there. Adam Gusso was there. Great players were there. They were teaching, and they were teaching what they do, and it was kind of cool. Definitely kind of cool to see these guys. Brendan Barrett was there. And it was a cool thing. And it was helpful. Well, why was it helpful? Well, number one, you can look up close at what somebody's doing. I was just sitting there. We were sitting around the table learning how to play. And I forget what the instruction was for the day. I have no idea what the instruction was for the day. But the brother started playing. And that he was throwing them in, getting that kind of percussive effect. And I've heard that done. I've heard people do that, but for some reason, for me, sitting right up next to the brother, Brandon Barrett, sitting right up next to him, I was able to get that particular thing that I've been adding to my harmonica playing ever since. That percussive kind of quick inhale, or that you play in between your notes. I picked that up from going to the conference because I was able to sit there and look up close to what he was doing. And I said, man, what is that? He almost didn't know what I was talking about because, I guess it's so, not trivial, but, so elementary to the game that he's playing. It's like, hey, and then, so it's like, hey, use your exhales and your inhales to help you percussively. But that's not what I'm trying to teach here. I may do that in another video. In fact, I need to do it in another video. But today, I want to talk about, you see up close what somebody is throwing down. Another thing it does is it creates a cohort of fellow travelers. You go to one of these things. There ain't a ton of you. Well, at Midwest Harmonica, there may have been 20, 25 people there. It ain't a ton. Everybody that's there by the end of the time, and you've got a cohort. I remember I was going on Gospel Harmonica Community or one of them others, Harmonica Jam or whatever, I don't know. And somebody's like, man, I met you at Midwest Harmonica. You got a cohort of people that you've been going with that are on the journey with you, and that kind of helps you. Another thing, it motivates you. It motivates you because you see what others are doing, and you see where you are in relation to them. Sometimes you can motivate others, and others motivate you. Church is kind of like that, you know, where you go to church so that you can motivate somebody and they can motivate you. Y'all can motivate each other. You know, people talk about, hey, I ain't being fed at church. Well, maybe you can feed by feeding. Maybe it's time for you to do some feeding. Well, in the harmonica world, you go to these conferences so that you can feed and you can be fed. It kind of helps. It motivates you. Motivates you. Another thing is it gives you different perspectives. So you want to learn how to bend. I don't know why I did that. At any rate, you want to bend. You got different people around who's telling you how they had to bend. Some people are talking about their mouth. Some people are talking about, hey, I moved the heart a little bit. And some people are talking about, I eat the tongue. I bunched the tongue up. And you got different people, different approaches. All these different things going on in your head is going to help you figure out what you need to do, especially when you need to do it. Now, I did the same thing with octave. I'm probably still not right. I don't know. I need to learn. I need to practice octaves. But at any rate, I had different people up there trying to tell me how to do the octaves. And you got instructors trying to help you, and you got all of the other people who are in there with you. So you got a cohort. You got a cohort of teachers, and you are teaching, and you get to see up close. Another thing about seeing up close, and this is the final thing, is you get to see what they do rather than what they say. You know, because some people, and not necessarily here, but I remember learning different things. You know, somebody is teaching you guitar, whatever, teaching you different things, and they tell you what you do. They tell you what you should do, not what they do. You know, you can look and see exactly what they doing versus what they say to do. Sometimes there's a difference between the two. Sometimes people are great players and don't even know how to tell you to do what they do. So that's the other thing, is that you get to see what they do, not what they say. I'm looking at these things. It creates a cohort of helpers who are going to be with you on the journey. It motivates you, and you get to see up close. That's why you go to conferences, if you can afford them. Till next time, this is Brother Sherman Cox. This is your gospel harp.